OrientDB offers a full selection of tools. A great tool for interacting directly with your database is the free Studio. In this section, we'll go through a hands-on demonstration of the current features. Studio's features are regularly updated, so download the latest release to experience the most current version for yourself. Let's do a quick overview of OrientDB Studio. We'll be using this tool throughout the training, and it will be useful to see its basic features. I have two applications open, my browser window and terminal. You can see on the desktop I also have a distribution of OrientDB 2.0. I'll navigate to that folder on the desktop, and we'll go to the bin folder. /server.sh will start up OrientDB server, and that's all we need to get into Studio. I'll create a new tab and go to localhost 2480, and this is where we can manage our databases. You can see here I have a database called Studio Demo, which we'll actually delete by passing in our root credentials. We'll create a new database called Better Demo and give it the same credentials. This will automatically log us in to that database in the Browse tab. First, I want to show you the schema that's built with a default database. Each of these classes provides certain functionality to OrientDB. We'll be covering many of these in future sections. Let's create a new class with the visual tools. We'll create a person class. We'll make a superclass V, which is vertex, and save. You can see that the person class was created. We can easily rename it to company. And we can also drop the class altogether. Besides using the visual tools, there's always the ability to use, in this case, the SQL API. I'll go create class person extends V. I'll click run, and if we go to schema, you'll see that the result was the exact same. Back in Browse, we can click on the last command that we used to populate the current command and quickly make a company class. Control Enter is the same as run, so now we have a company class. We'll make a works at edge class by extending E. We can also create some properties here. Create property person.firstname, which is of type string, person.lastname, which is also a string. And similar to other things, we can do this in a visual way. If we go to company, add new property, name, string, and we can add other options as well. We'll save. So we have a property name in company, and we also have two properties in person, first name and last name. Let's add some sample data. Insert into person, first name, last name, values, and we'll make 3 people. Gary White, Pat Stewart, and Sue Barnes. Control Enter, and we've created 3 documents in the person class. Let's add some data to company. We'll do a different style. Set name equal to XYZ Corp. And as you would expect, we can do this in a visual way as well by selecting company, go to new record, and give it the name ABC Ltd. and save. Now if we go back to Browse, we can go select from V, which will show us all our vertices. So we have all of the people and the 2 companies. Let's create an edge from one person to a company. So we'll create a works at edge from ID 12.0, which is Gary White, to 13.0, which is XYZ Corp. Control Enter, and the edge was created. To verify that, we can go select from V, And you can see that our edge data is embedded in this list view. We can navigate to each of these records by clicking. Another interesting aspect is the graph view. We can click on graph, do the same selection, and get a visual representation of our graph, including edge data. We can select one of the company records and inspect it. We can change our view properties by giving it a different fill, or even giving it an icon. So you can see now that we have our company class identified with this icon. We can select our person class and inspect and give it a new label with first name. Now the nodes are identified by the first name. We can also edit each node in here. We'll make it Pat Wilson and save the change. Now if we inspect, you can see that we have the updated data. We can create an edge from Pat to this company, make it a works at type of edge, and create the edge. Perhaps Pat has 2 jobs. Do the same works at to the other company, and now you can see we have an updated view. We can create a new vertex of type person. We can fill in the data, George Winston, and save the changes. This is a great way to interact with and understand how your graph works. Beyond that, we have some other features. There's an entire section based on security. You can specify roles and you can specify users and create a very fine-grained security system. We have server-side functions that can be described in either JavaScript, Groovy, or SQL, and these languages will be expanding. You can run those against the server. You can access them through the REST API. We have various database management functionalities. You can specify your cluster strategies. You can set up various configuration options, and you can do a database export. There's a lot more to Studio than I'm showing you here, but those are the basics, and it's a great tool to get familiarized with OrientDB.